past few years, there has been many new teams added to the MLS. Austin FC is one of these teams. They are owned by legendary actor Matthew McConaughey. Also, I'm putting it out there, if there's ever going to be another celebrity president in America, I reckon it's McConaughey. Come back to this video in like 20 years. But Austin FC's start to life in the MLS hasn't been ideal. They have been eliminated from contention for the playoffs. So Matthew McConaughey has picked up the phone, given us a call, and he wants Mr. Rebuild to make Austin FC the best team in North America. So today we have the Austin FC rebuild with a twist. Since the CONCACAF Champions League is not in FIFA, please add it, EA. I want every competition in the world. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm not going to move Austin FC to America. The goal for this rebuild is back-to-back MLS titles with Austin FC. The objective of this series is to take a team to Champions League glory. All games barring the Champions League final will be simulated. The jump-in feature cannot be used during simulations. And a warning, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. So here is the starting 11 we have to kick off life at Austin FC. And if I'm going to be fully transparent, I have no idea who any of these guys are. I know some of the last names. I know Pochettino. I think I know Ben Sweat, the left back, but I don't know much about this team. There's a lot of work for us to do if we want to get from the bottom of the table area where we are right now in real life to back-to-back MLS champs. Gonna start life in Texas off with a brand new goalkeeper signing. It is going to be Maduka Okoye, the Nigerian goalkeeper, joining us here for £5.1 million from Sparta Rotterdam. And we're going to send our American goalkeeper the other way. We've essentially done a swap deal without it being titled a swap deal, but Brad Stuva is headed to Sparta Rotterdam. The Ukrainian defender Ilya Zabani is going to join us here from Dynamo Kiev. 72 rated, 18-year-old. This kid looks like an absolute wonder kid, and I want him to be a backbone of this Austin team. So it has been a slightly underwhelming transfer window, but that is because this is technically the January transfer window. The way the American season is laid out on FIFA, you start in January. The season doesn't even start for another 4 months here, but we have made 2 signings ahead of the season. And this is what the starting 11 looks like. We've kind of benefited from the season being the way it is because we have been able to do nothing but training sessions. So our team is extremely sharp and extremely happy. There is no reason for them not to be. Oh my God. In real life, Austin FC are a little bit of a basket case. In this rebuild, we're only 10 games into the season, so I'm not getting too ahead of myself, but we are currently on fire. We are currently second in the Western Conference behind Seattle. This is a great start to life here at Austin FC. But we are here in the big summer transfer window now. Matt Besler is out of the club next season on a free transfer. Don't really care though. He's not really worth much money. And I am going to send the left back Zan Kolmanic on a season-long loan move to Dijon. It is FIFA 22 and we are still being screwed over in the calendar. We have a cup game in Philadelphia, and the next day have a league game in Vancouver. Our team is going to be absolutely knackered. Going to make a big addition to the back line here. I have signed the American defender Joe Scally. He's going to join us back here in the MLS, coming from Borussia Mönchengladbach. My plan at the moment is to play him as a left back. I plan on converting him to a left back. Did spend a lot of money in the opening window, but the big frustrating thing is I have like 8 or 9 players on the transfer list and none of the deals are going through. If I'm even receiving deals, we are being screwed over in the transfer market right now. I mean, look at all these guys. 6 of them or 5 of them I couldn't even get offers for. The other guys like Mane and Hosen, I got offers for, but they just fell through. It is so frustrating. This first season has been an absolute shambles. One of our star players, Thomas Pochettino, is out of the club on a free transfer. I was trying to offer him a new contract, and he kept rejecting us. Thomas Pochettino, I do not want this. He's off on a free to Wolfsburg. Despite our failures in the transfer market, on the pitch, we have absolutely killed it here in Season 1 with Austin FC. We are in the playoffs, and we have topped the Western Conference, meaning we jumped straight from round 1 into the conference semi-finals. Meanwhile, in the Eastern Conference, it is Philadelphia topping things. So in the semi-finals, we are going to be versing Minnesota United, going from Austin at the bottom of the country to Minnesota at the top of America. Going from the hot to the cold. This is going to be a very interesting semi-final. So here we go, lads. Normally when I'm having simulations, it is in the Champions League knockout rounds, but here we are in the MLS knockout rounds. I guess you could say the MLS playoffs. We are at home here. That is the advantage of being the #1 seed as we face Minnesota United. The scoreline is a 2-1 win. We're into the conference final. G-Day scoring the winner in the 85th minute. Western Conference final time as we verse Real Salt Lake. There is a serious chance for us to do this rebuild in 2 seasons. So here we go, lads. For some reason, it doesn't make sense to me, but we are traveling to Utah for this game. We should be, they should be coming to us since we are the top seed, but whatever, FIFA, whatever. We're going to get into the conference finals for a spot in the MLS Cup final. This scoreline against Real Salt Lake is a loss. Oh, we couldn't pull off the fairy tale here in season #1. It is Real Salt Lake in the MLS final, but it is going to be the New England Revolution who have won MLS this season, taking down Real Salt Lake 3-1. At least we get our first piece of silverware, however, as we have won the US Open Cup 1-0 over Columbus Crew. What a season for our Argentinian striker, Sebastian Driussi has scored 23 goals this year. The miracle almost happened in season #1, but we're going to go back to the drawing board, continue to improve our squad in season 2, and see if we can get these back-to-back hopeful chances underway. I want to bring as many American Wonder Kids back to the MLS as possible. Just stack our squad with those talents. We're signing another one here. Yunus Musa, coming back from Spain, coming from Valencia and signing on here. I'm going to convert him to an attacking midfielder, but we signed him for 10.6 mil. That is a lot of McConaughey's money out of his back pocket. 30 weeks to turn Musa into an attacking midfielder. Are you kidding me? That is half the season. Come on, man. He needs to play really well to make that happen sooner rather than later. In his small business, though, my brother Jared. Jared Stroud off to the Netherlands. Ben Sweat also off to the Netherlands. I feel like I've done a lot of work with Dutch clubs in this rebuild, but Ben Sweat is off to Vitesse for £760,000. And Kakuta Mane, I feel like, did he play for Vancouver or something back in the day? I feel like he was an absolute silver gun at one point. That name just feels too memorable, but he is off to Huracan. Another year, another loan for Zan Kolmanik, who is off to England this year, off to Birmingham City on a season-long loan. Also, lads, I should probably mention it right here. You guys can probably tell that my throat is absolutely cooked. Been a little bit under the weather the past few days. Just getting back to it now. That's the only reason why there hasn't been many uploads since the Norwich rebuild. But apologies in advance if I sound like I want to die. But there we go, lads. That is a busy January transfer window under our belts. Musa into the club, a whole lot of players out of it, bigger and better things potentially, although we've spent a lot of money, haven't we? But we'll see how we go. We'll see how we're doing. I want to just the bar's kind of been set now. We need to be winning the Western Conference every year. Things would have been a lot easier if we hadn't have lost Pochettino. I could have just played Musa at the right midfield spot and we would have been laughing. But besides that, the team is coming along quite well at the moment. Needs some growth in certain areas, but I don't know, man. It's hard to gauge the progress given this is the MLS, not the Champions League. This is what we want to see here on the 1st of July. Almost said 1st of January, but on the 1st of July. Only one loss all season. Second in the Western Conference, behind Sporting Kansas City by 1 point, but with a game in hand. Need to be making the playoffs every single year from here on in. We are going to make a big name signing in the defense here, though, to kick off the summer transfer window. Another American back to the MLS. Chris Richards joining us from Bayern Munich for 8.5 mil. And that is going to see our former defender, I believe Costa Rican defender, Julio Cascante, is headed to West Brom. Meanwhile, we're going to shake things up in the midfield even more. Alexander Ring, the Finnish defensive midfielder, the club captain, is headed to Espanyol. To be honest, I'm pretty happy with the fee we got for him. £8.7 million. For him is decent. And Diego Fagundes is headed to Atletico Mineiro. It's good to see that a lot of the guys that had transfer listed in season 1 were actually started getting offers for them. Ulises Suguera, another Costa Rican player, out of the club and off to Independiente. Every year, is this going to be a thing every year? Again, an away cup game in Nashville, and I swear we were headed to Vancouver in the league game last year as well. This is a stitch-up, EA. Absolute stitch-up. They've got an agenda against Austin FC and Mr. Rebuild. They don't want to see us shine. And there it is. Our upgrade on Alexander Ring is for the German defensive midfielder. It's nice to sign somebody that's not an American. Vitaly Janelt is going to join us here from Brentford for 12 mil. Top of the Western Conference for a second successive year. Goal difference is the only reason why we haven't finished second. Colorado just behind us there, but we are top of the Western Conference, looking to go further this year. Meanwhile, the reigning MLS champions New England Revolution have topped the Eastern Conference. And for the second successive season, we are versing Minnesota United here in the conference semi-finals. Can lightning strike twice? So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are at home once again. Minnesota having to come from the cold peaks of Minnesota, although in summer it wouldn't be that cold, although it might actually because it's Minnesota. But Minnesota coming down to Austin, Texas here, trying to take us on. We're trying to get back to the conference finals. We're going to simulate the scoreline is going to be a 2-0 win against Minnesota United. So for the second successive year, we are back to the conference finals, taking on the Colorado Rapids here. Not Real Salt Lake this year, Colorado. This is surely going to be an extremely tight game, considering nothing could divide us besides goal differential in the regular season. But we are headed to Colorado again. Doesn't make sense why this game is not in Austin, but it is what it is. We're going to get into the Western Conference Final. Are we going to stumble or will we get to the MLS Cup Final? We simulate and we are headed to the MLS Final, taking down Colorado Rapids 3-1. Last year's champions, New England Revolution, have been eliminated by Inter Miami, meaning that this MLS Final is the battle of the billionaire owners. Well, I don't know if they're billionaires, but the battle of the rich owners. Beckham versus McConaughey. So for the first time, hopefully this is going to be the first of a back-to-back, but if we make the final in the second year, then I'll play that final. But for the first time, I'm going to simulate it. So hopefully that doesn't cost us. Hopefully we get the result here against Inter Miami for a first MLS title against Inter Miami. We are going to simulate it, and the scoreline is a win on a penalty shootout. Austin FC in season number 2. We have done this so much faster than I expected, but Austin FC have won the MLS, taking down Inter Miami on a penalty shootout. Oh my god. So there it is, lads. Austin FC, a first MLS title. 1 down. If we go back-to-back next year, then that's the rebuild complete. We were unable to go back-to-back in the US Open Cup, however. That went to Kansas City, who ironically beat us in the semifinals on a penalty shootout. Another year, another crazy amount of goals here for Driussi. 28 goals in the season, 9 assists. This dude is an absolute weapon. But there we go, lads. Matthew McConaughey walks into the change rooms. All right. We've got 1 MLS title down. Let's make it back-to-back. It would be more fitting if Drake was our manager or our owner. Back-to-back, baby. We're going back-to-back. Yeah. Alright, I have decided to upgrade Lima here. If we're going to go back-to-back, we really need to take things to the next level, because we've got teams that are coming like Colorado, barely, they could have easily gotten us last year. So we need to take our things to the next level. Hugo Sikwe joining us here for 10.3 mil. Maybe I should just claim that this preseason tournament known as the North American All-Stars Trophy is the Champions League, because if so, then we've beaten FC Juarez to win the Champions League, baby. Rebuild complete, thanks for watching. And since we no longer need Nick Lima as the main right back, I may as well get some money in for him. We've sent him to Norwich City for 2.35 mil. Again, the real business happens in the summer window, but right back in, right back out. The team is actually coming along quite nicely here. Might look to upgrade the right midfield in the January window. Musa, finally an attacking midfielder, but we are surely in a good position to go back-to-back as MLS champions. Top of the Western Conference here in the 1st of January. It's honestly surprised me how quickly we have been able to become a top team in the MLS. I thought for sure we wouldn't even win our first MLS title until season 5 or season 6, but we've been top of the West essentially the entire rebuild, which makes me question, What happened to Austin FC in real life if their team is technically this good in FIFA? Gonna get to work here in the summer window, however. The left midfielder, the Paraguayan midfielder Dominguez, is headed to Stade de Rennes, and the Dutch striker Danny Hoesen is headed to Blackpool for 580k. And we make ourselves another massive American signing, Conrad de la Fuente. He's had his time in Europe, he's had his time at Barcelona, his time at Marseille, but now he is back to America, back in the MLS for £21.4 million. He's a left winger in game, but he'll probably take him 2 weeks or something to become a right winger. Also going to get a little bit of depth on the bench here as the Croatian striker, the regen striker, Lazar Bosniak, not Laserbeam, but Lazar Bosniak, is joining us here on a free. Top of the league for back-to-back seasons, and the best part of this is that we didn't tie with Colorado on goal difference. Colorado didn't even make the bloody playoffs. Okay, but we finished 10 points clear of LAFC, another team owned by another celebrity in Will Ferrell. Meanwhile, in the Eastern Conference, it is Atlanta United who finished top of the Eastern Conference. Third time we are versing Minnesota United in the conference semifinals. It's been smooth sailing for us so far. Here's to hoping that Minnesota don't have third time lucky on their end. So here we go, lads, looking to get ourselves back to the Western Conference Finals for the third successive time in today's Austin FC rebuild. The bar has been set so high. This is a high string scenario. We need a win here. We're going to simulate the semi-final, and we narrowly win on a penalty shootout. It's a 1-1 draw against Minnesota United, and we scrape past them on penalties. We need to be so much stronger in the Western Conference Final. And in the Western Conference Final, we face one of the most famous teams in the MLS. It is the Seattle Sounders. Hopefully, I mean, it is in Seattle, which again doesn't make sense, but I'm hopeful they have that, what's that, fight and win guy or whatever it is, that viral video where it's like, fight and win. I feel like that's the video. Hopefully somebody knows what I'm talking about. But here we go, lads, heading to the upper west coast of America, taking on the Seattle Sounders, a side that I have a little bit of love for purely because of Clint Dempsey and because they have some of the coolest kits in MLS history. That green one with the Xbox logo back in the day was absolutely sensual, but we are looking to get ourselves back to a second successive MLS Cup final. The scoreline against Seattle is, oh my goodness gracious me, it is a 5-1 win. We have absolutely dominated Seattle here and are headed back to the MLS final. So, to complete today's rebuild, Atlanta United, one of the relatively new sides in the MLS, stands in our way. Seattle Sounders, despite being eliminated in the Western Conference Final, have managed to win the US Open Cup. But here we go, lads. We're going to have a look at the team ahead of hopefully the final game of the rebuild, the MLS Cup Final against Atlanta United. I'm talking intense like I've already won the bloody final, but I mean, that's good manifestation. But I've enjoyed kind of switching things up a little bit here today. Definitely open to doing MLS teams in Europe, but I wanted to try things out here, have a go at the MLS. It's a league that I always wanted to do some career modes on, so hopefully you guys enjoy this little switch up in the format for just this one-off video. But we have the MLS Cup final ahead of us here. We are going to be the home team. We are taking on Atlanta United. I kind of wish it was Atlanta's home game so we could play in the Superdome. But it is the MLS Cup final. The opportunity to complete the rebuild. Austin FC, Matthew McConaughey's men versus Atlanta United. Here we go, lads, down in Austin, Texas, the MLS Cup final. Let's get the trophy back for another season. Come on. They're putting the pressure on us here. Let's see if we can... Nope, we've lost the ball. I was about to say, let's see if we can get something on the counter-attack. Let's defend, though. Araujo on the attack here for Atlanta. That's a big touch gone past us. Thankfully, the shot's blown over. Got to stop that one there. That's a great ball from them. Atlanta United all over us right now. They block it. Beautiful. Come on. Good touch there from Musa. Let's just run for a little bit. I see you on the left-hand side. I see you on the left-hand side. Good. Good ball. Decent touch off the head. Come on, Conrad. De La Fuente saved. Oh, I was hoping we got the rebound. Comes out again, though. Musa. Musa, let's bang it. Musa saved corner. Come on, lads. Corner. I'm just going to look to put this one on the penalty spot. Get your big noggin on it. Chris Richards puts it wide. That was shocking. Why are they doing the Mexican wave? See, that's a lot of space in the middle there. De La Fuente. I see the option. I see the option. Yes, square it one more time. Go on. There it is. What a sweaty goal to give us the lead here just before halftime. Giete. What a goal. Great setup, lads. Come on, Austin. Just defend. Good. Come on, counter-attack. No, that's a bad pass there. Bloody hell. They've gone in behind. And they've beaten us at the near post. Are you actually taking the piss? That was absolutely shocking in every sense of the word. They're all over us right now. Bello, putting that one in there, headed away nicely. Come on, counter-attack opportunity potentially. There's nobody really looking in spot. We're going to go there. Oh my god, that's a great ball. Driussi, please, polish it off. Please, polish it off. What was that? That was bad. Do not do it like this. Do not do it to me like this. Just win possession and the game is over. Torres, we're defending here. Just defending. Get the block. Get that one keeper. Get that one keeper. He's taken out. And the referee blows the full-time whistle. Half an hour more here in the MLS final. Do not do me like this. Just defend, lads. They've come through here. Good tackle, but they get the ball back. They're going through the long shot, and it forces a good save there out of the keeper. Come on, let's see if we can get something played through here. Jumped over the challenge there. Play it through there. He's gone through our back. That has got to be. Yes, that is a red card. That is a shocking challenge there from Moreno. And that has given us a huge advantage. What can we get off the resulting free kick, lads? I might just place one short. I could play it out to the right-hand side, but let's go left instead. Driussi to Redez. Going there, playing it through. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. De La Fuente, safe from the keeper. Good ball out wide. I can definitely feel that they've got the man advantage right now. Look at the numbers, though. Let's just take it wide here. That's a shocking touch. We've played it there. The space. The goal. Let's go, lads. It was always coming. But in the 119th minute, we surely have just won the MLS final. That red card has absolutely killed Atlanta. And we have the lead. There we go, lads. That is full time. Control it down as we have won back-to-back MLS titles here with Austin FC. 2-1 in the final here. What a game. What a rebuild. Something a little bit different for you guys here. Let me know your thoughts around this updated style just for this one-off sort of video. But if you guys enjoyed today's rebuild, make sure you leave a like on the video. EA Sports, add the CONCACAF Champions League, please. I beg you. It has been JarradHD here. I am out. Peace.